Friday night at the Key. Folks having fun, kicking back. It's been a hard week. Want to come out and see the fellas run. Should have a good one tonight. The Miami Heat and Seattle Supersonics. Yeah, 25 wins between them. I get that. But there's potential here for a breakout.
Well, the last time they met, 1-7 and 1-6, you got that. And you were worried that Dwayne Wade was going to play, and the Supes ran him out. So they got to come out with that same aggressive attitude they had early in the year in Miami tonight.
Sonics in that game are looking for the first victory. I was sweating it. Here's Wade to begin things. Little reverse. Missed it. Did not score in the first half against the Lakers last night. Misses a lay in here, but comes back to get a steal playing the passing lane. Pumps it the other way. Kicks to Jay Williams. Out it comes to Alexander Johnson. He knocks it down from the elbow. Johnson getting the start, second-year pro out of Florida State. He played for the Memphis Grizzlies last year and had a big game against the Supersonics down there, as I recall.
Alex Johnson is the definition of a guy that just plays hard. He's very aggressive. He's relentless. He attacks. And, you know, if you get him with the right combination of people, he's a good guy to have on your team. He was out of place in Memphis, but he's a Pat Riley kind of guy because, you know, Riley believes in hard work.
He's got the start tonight after not playing at all last night. Here's Mark Blunt turning around, missing, and a rebound grabbed by Wilcox. Watson on the run. Back to Wilcox, juggled it, but managed to get to the rim to lay it in. We're tied at 2.
It's amazing what you can do when you got 2 points looking in front of you. I got it. I'm going to get it up, and it goes.
Earl, I trust, is not at 100%, but healthy enough to get to start tonight, and he is active on Williams. Bouncing out on top to Blunt. Cross court, Wade wide open 3. Got it. He can do that.
Even though Wade is only shooting 27% and he hasn't taken a lot of threes this year, you don't want to let him get started and get his perimeter game going, because now you're at his mercy. He's going to come inside out. He almost knocked that one away. Durant a second chance. Finally going to take the shot.
Nice two-man play as Wilcox drew the D and then gives it back to KD.
What you don't want Kevin Durant to do is lose his confidence as an offensive player. He's your best offensive player, and he has got to be aggressive, looking for chances to score the ball. And when you pass some shots from 15 feet and in as he guards Dwayne Wade, you're asking for trouble.
D's up on Wade, and Wade throws it away. Intercepted by Green to Durant for the slam. It's a nice two-play series there between the two youngsters, Durant and Green.
Well, they forgot about the Denver game.
They did. I'm still dwelling on it, you can tell. Still a little bitter. Still a little bitter. Wade is doubled. They get it out of his hands. Now, Bob Weiss's key was keep it out of his hands. They'll try to swing it back to him. Instead, they foul Marion. Fouls on Watson.
You know, you have to be aggressive against Miami. They're a team that has been struggling to score the entire season. So you want to put the onus on them to try to score points in bunches. The Lakers toyed with them last night. You know, they let them get as close as 10. Then they would put it up to 18. Then they would let it get down. But they never were questioned about it. Wade, another 3.
Wade missing, and Green coming down with it. Green with a hard push. Marion tagging along with him.
You know, if Green wanted to model his game after somebody, it could be Sean Marion. A guy that does a lot of things you don't run plays for, but he finds ways to be effective in the course of the ball game where you say, God, I wish we had one of those.
Watson bounces to Green. Up top it comes to Durant. Beats Marion on the dribble. Plows into a defender, and the charge called on Durant as Mark Blunt stands his ground.
Took it into trouble, and, you know, again, right now he's having trouble reading how far to go. At the free throw line, he has the shot. You carry it a little bit further, you run right into 2 bodies. You make it an easy call for the official.
Wade with it outside the three-point perimeter. Marion backing down, double. Williams hard cut off to Marion. Attacks the rim, but Petro goes right to him and blocks the shot. Watson tried to dribble out of a crowd, had it jabbed away, got it back, nearly tripped up. Johnson hauls him down. That's a foul. Jason Phillips had a better look at it than Gary Zielinski, but clearly from behind, Johnson was pulling Watson down to the floor by his shorts.
Well, it's Monday Night Raw, and this one is everybody is trying to get in there, and Alex Johnson said, no, you can't have that ball.
Pulled him right down. Earl the other way. Triple handoff to Green. Durant gives it up to Petro. Nice pass inside to Wilcox. And Weezy makes a terrific catch, lays it in.
Again, when you talk about a player playing in his office, Wilcox knows where his office is. Now it's a question of getting him going and keeping him in the ball game. You like to see him get started early. Wade.
6-0 Sonic run prior to that Wade bucket. That is his second of the night. Sonics have 4 assists on 4 field goals made. Here's Green. Turns him the elbow, eases into one. Jason Williams with a rebound, a free agent after this year.
Remember how quick Jason Williams was when he first got drafted by Sacramento.
It was a streak.
And you know, his injuries have taken a lot of that foot speed and quickness away. Watson.
Look at him hop from the free throw line in there, a little backhand scoop. I also remember the first couple of years in the league, Williams was a good ball handler, but an extravagant ball handler. He tried to put way too much on his game, too much French pastry, and ended up turning the ball over. I think at one point did an average of about 4 turns a game his rookie year in Sacramento.
Well, you know, he wanted to show you that he had skills, and he had all kinds of skills. And, you know, the worst thing that could happen to him when he was young, make a 3, because he's going to just keep backing up and showing you how much range he has.
That's true.
The next thing you know, he shot himself back on the bench.
Here's Wade outside. He's going to jump a long one up there with time running out and missed it. Petro reaches out for the rebound. Watson, long lead pass to Wilcox. Has a little one on him. Turns in the early offensive miss. Durant, the recovery is fouled. Durant fouled on the putback. He'll shoot 2.
The one thing that Watson has been when he's been with the Sonics in the last 10 ball game is aggressive in attacking the rim and attacking the opponent. And when he plays that way, a lot of people get wings on their feet and they start running with him.
Last 4 games played, 16 points, 51% shooting for Earl Watson. And the Sonics attacking the rim. The Heat are without a shot blocker out there. Marion probably the best on the floor.
But even when you have shot blocking out there, you have to remember, best shot blocker in the league, maybe he's averaging 3 or 4. You got to keep going at them. They're like goalies. You know, they're not going to get everything. If you let that guy determine what your game is going to be and you stay out of the high percentage area, then, you know, he's done what he wanted to do. Durant with 2 free throws, 6 in the quarter.
Sonics by 5, 12-7, 6:47 to go in the first. Here's Wade off the screen, jump stops, leans, scoops, and scores. That's a trademark of Dwayne Wade.
Well, I told you I was concerned about Wade because of the ball game he had last night, and he's intent on not having a 0 first half.
Well, he's off to a good start, averaging 25 a game. Here's Williams, tees it up, missed it. Watson again with a push. They come to crowd him. He makes long strides into the paint, gets up a shot, fouls with his own tip, keeps it alive, but Sean Marion is there to clean it up.
Well, you know, Watson dreams up some shots on the way in sometimes, and we don't know where they came from. Alex Johnson wide open and putting it down. You have to try to shoot the same shot all the time. And sometimes he gets hung up. That was one of those imaginations.
Running away with it.
Yes.
Durant inside of Wilcox. Faces on Mark Blunt. Bangs, faces, and hits the baseline Jimmy. Nice play for Wilcox, who has come out strong. 3 of 5, 6 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist for Wilcox. Jason Williams handling. Wade coming off the staggered screen. Back to Williams. Watson gave him a step, and he'll use it. And is fouled going to the rim. He'll shoot 2. Foul on Watson is his second. 5:33 left here in the first. And Chris Wilcox now is getting some work done down in the paint.
Well, you know, Mark Blunt is really a combination power forward center. And in that situation, Wilcox has more power, more strength.
Sonics leading Miami by 3. 5.5 minutes to go first quarter, and so far some good offense for Seattle.
Well, it could be my national anthem. You're constantly hearing me crying about ball movement, player movement, and how it happens. You see right here, Watson's going to get a screen. We'll let it go. And they're going to take the ball and bring it around, and Jeff Green is going to swing it over to Kevin Durant. Looks like he has a shot. He's going to pass that up, and we continue to run, and there is Chris Wilcox right in the honey pot. And you see the results.
Positive results.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, ball movement, player movement is what basketball is really all about. And the more players understand that passing and cutting is the easiest way to get it done, the easier the game is.
Kevin Durant tonight was 6, and Wilcox was 6. 54% shooting. Jason Williams at the free throw line scores. And he pumps in the second. Ridnour in the lineup now for Earl Watson, who picked up 2 fouls. Ridnour did not play in the second half against Denver because he tweaked a hamstring. Inside, he pumps to Wilcox, backs in on Johnson, uses the strength to back him deep, and it's the fall-away jumper.
Well, you know, you got Collison, Ridnour, Green, Durant, and Wilcox out there, and they're all feeling pretty good about themselves. So they should stay in this aggressive mode throughout this first quarter. They missed the matrix. He's going to shoot this.
He's going to spin to win, and laid it in. He got up under Wilcox. Collison in the lineup with Ridnour, Wilcox, Durant, and Green. Collison looking to enter, fakes, drives, bangs into Alexander, and hits the fall-away jumper. And again, the Sonics score in the paint. 16 points scored in the paint. Seattle leads 18-15. And a jump ball as Wade is tied up trying to get into the lane.
Well, Wade is the face of the franchise for the Miami Heat, and I think he feels the pressure more than anything else. The guy that is playing well right now is Chris Wilcox. If he can get the ball that deep, then it's bad news for the opposition. Reacting well to the ball, he gets both hands on it, and Wilcox and Dwayne Wade will jump it up.
Wade got the wind knocked out of him, and he is trying to collect his wits as they mop up the floor a little bit to stall for time to allow Wade to get back in the flow. Here he comes. Check in there with Wilcox. Wade is laboring with a sore left knee, we're told. It's no secret. Collison wins the tip. Out ahead to Ridnour. His pass up to Green. Gets away because Green's path was impeded by Jason Phillips, who's part of the court, and it will be Miami basketball.
Yeah, Luke said, what are you doing, playing for Miami? You can't block like that.
They just happen to pick the same lane. Matrix loses it in the lane. Fall-away jumper, a wild shot. Ridnour the rebound. Pick and pop. Collison looking right, looking left. Nice pass. Ridnour cuts without the ball, goes backdoor and lays it in. Professor, that's what you ordered there a moment ago.
But I mean, that's a game of basketball.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, because players think that they have to show their skills, they forget that the most obvious skill is passing and cutting. Williams for 3.
Williams flies one in there. This year, Jason Williams shooting 33% from beyond the arc. Durant looking at Wilcox. Again, he'll get a great position on Blunt. Blunt denies him the baseline. He'll pull up and miss the mid-range hopper. Williams the other way. Pull up, in and out. Tipped up and in. Blunt fouls the play beautifully, and the Heat have tied it at 20-20. 3:15 to go in the first quarter.
Riley is not going to let this team not give an effort, so you just have to continue to stay aggressive against him. Jeff Green trying to get a score, his first of the night, misses that one.
Williams out of Florida, head up and scanning. Swings to the edge, Marion. Circling off the Johnson screen. 10 to shoot. Blunt spins, double pumps. Collison blocks his shot. Ridnour dives. Wilcox with the right hand, who just redirects on the reverse. Beautiful pass by Ridnour, and Wilcox made A tremendous play on the ball as well.
You know, in football, they have those gloves with that tacky surface on it, and you would think that that's what Wilcox had on a couple of occasions tonight. One hand. Yes, I can.
22-20, Sonics leading Miami. 2:31 remaining in the first quarter. Chris Wilcox is off to a tremendous start. 5 of 8 shooting tonight with 10 points.
Well, remember when they played in Charlotte and was playing in front of his home folks, he put on a show similar to this down there, and he's off to a very spirited start, aggressive at the rim and making life difficult for Mark Blunt, who's trying to defend him inside.
That's our question spirit service. Wilcox in the game against Denver in the first quarter had just 1 shot attempted. Sonics had 4 fast break points against Denver total tonight. They have 10. They are running and they are scoring in the paint. A 28 advantage point in the paint advantage for the Sonics. Wilcox gets a breather after 9 minutes of run.
Well, he'd come back with Ricky Davis for the first time, Alex Johnson, Sean Marion, Dwayne Wade, and Marcus Banks. So they become a very small team. Let's see if that makes them a quicker team as the Sonics go zone.
Davis fakes Collison off his feet and then strokes a mid-range jumper on the adjustment.
Well, there's never been anything bashful about Ricky Davis and his game and his attitude, and he's going to come in, and if he gets one of those nights where he's lighting you up, you're going to be in for a long evening with Ricky Davis talking and scoring.
Wilkins from elbow to elbow. That's Durant. Missed it short. Long rebound, Banks. He'll throw it down from the floor to Davis. Who saves it, and he throws it out of bounds. That was at the warning track. You had that one going all the way out of the park. Wade overran it. He stumbles to the floor. Riley helps him up. Turnover, Miami.
You know what Ricky Davis is saying? It didn't have to be that high. I was wide open. Just get it down here.
Sonics with a double high. Collison and Petro both facing up. Petro now looking to enter. Won't. He'll hand it off. Wilkins on Wade and a foul. Wade got him with a hip check and a beauty. That's his first. Take a look at our Dodge hustle board tonight.
Wade will take his first breather, and Wright will come in and replace him as we take a look at the hustle board, and we'll see that the Sonics are leading in fast break. Strength of their game. Points in the paint. Strength of their game. Block shots, they got 3 of those, so you would say thumbs up, but it's a tie ball game at 22.
12 to shoot for Luke. Sets the floor. Brings Durant out high. Davis right with him. 6 to shoot. 3 to shoot. Petro's got to get it off and does. In and out. A heartbreaker. Rebound. Jamarian. Banks dabs his fingers, steers it left to right. Struggled to get the ball up. It was stripped by Rednow. Luke hops out of backcourt with an electric little crossover. Got in deep. Finds a trailer. Collison. One dribble to think about it and missed it.
Sometimes that thought will cause you to miss the shot. He was wide open when he caught it. Just let it go. Play through, play on.
It's just a 2-foot putt. Just bring it back and hit it square. Oops. Banks, 6 to shoot. Inside to Alexander. And it's ripped out of his hands as he goes up. Petro fouled him.
Now, even though Alexander Johnson is not a great offensive player, he's going to attack you. And you got to remember, as a defender, what does he do well? He actually does the best thing of putting it on the floor and get to the rim. So if he's trying to shoot a jump shot, don't bail him out. Find out whether he can make it.
You know, Stapp, as we speak, the WIAA 4A semifinals are in full swing. A little south down at the Tacoma Dome. Tomorrow, FSN will bring you the championship matchups live. The 4A boys final tips off at 7, with the girls title being decided at 9. WIAA championship basketball tomorrow on FSN.
All I know is the heavily favored Franklin team got bounced early, and they don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear you talk about championship without them in it. Johnson gets 1 of 2. But I think that's one of the great things for kids growing up, to be able to play in a very highly contested state championship and somehow find your way out of it.
I'm told that Ferris High School now has won 57 in a row. Did they win today or yesterday? Was it today they won? Oh, they're playing right now. They've got 57 in a row going. Rednauer hits the free throw. That's amazing.
But they weren't the favorites coming in. But they're pretty good.
50-some in a row, and you're not a favorite to win. Rednauer hits the second. I mean, that's wooden-like. That's the Bobby Knight, Indiana, 1976 kind of stuff there. 24-23. Sonics by 1. 29 seconds left in the first. That's Hickory High School stuff. Davis bounces over for a set shot. And I mean, this is one of the longest human beings in the history of the planet. Earl Barron is 7 feet, all arms and legs, out of Memphis in his 3rd year. Matches up with Petro. Rednauer operating. 10 to shoot. 7 on the shot clock, 7 on the game. Durant got the foul. Blocking foul called on the Miami Heat and Marcus Banks, I believe.
Now, Marcus Banks was late in arriving. Before, they had 2 guys waiting for Kevin Durant when he passed up that 15-footer. See, Banks is still sliding. He's still moving. You can't get that call. You got to be there waiting and take the hit. I don't like that call anyway, but...
What don't you like about it?
There are too many guys that are trying to flop and draw fouls. I mean, you're either going to get there, and that means you got to hustle to get over there, or do something else. But don't pick up a foul. And now, okay, 5 seconds left in the quarter. Banks has got a couple of personal fouls. Now we got to think about how we can use it.
Here's Miami's Ricky Davis coming the other way. Fakes, fires a 2. That's short, and that ends the first quarter of play. The score here in Seattle, the Sonics 26 and the Miami Heat 25. We'll return in a moment right here on FSN.
This is so relaxing.
Thanks for inviting us.
Anytime.
Hey, are you two into trying new things?
Are you talking about what I think you're talking about?
I hope so.
My new sirloin steak melt? Hot and hearty sirloin strips, grilled onions, and 3 kinds of melting cheese nestled between warm grilled sourdough?
Yeah. Let's make a Jack sandwich.
President Millard Fillmore, best remembered as the first president to have a running water bathtub. He's unheard of. So we are honoring him during Kia's Unheard of President's Day sale with unheard of deals on the Kia Sportage and the Kia Spectra. To commemorate Millard's bath time, we've created this Millard Fillmore soap on a rope.
Get unheard of deals like 1.9% APR plus 500 bonus cash.
Watch Sasquatch from half court, back to the basket, lob it up there, and he nails a couple of shots. Nothing but net there. He missed one. He banked in another. That is a hot, sweaty beast right now. Been working hard out there. And speaking of, let's take a look at our FSN zone. Oh, these are students. Is this the FSN zone? I thought we were going indoors, the FSN zone.
You know, you were about to say hot and sweaty in the HD.
I thought we were going back into the club there. No, these folks are legit. They're right there doing their thing. I mean, everybody's legit that comes into the building, obviously. Here is Jellaball in lineup now for the Sonics, he said. 14 to shoot, bouncing to Petro. Facing up and firing. Sonics have Petro and Wilkins with Collison, Jellaball, and Ridnour on the floor.
And they have a 1-point advantage against Banks, Davis, Johnson, Barron, and Wright.
Johnson spins inside in the torture chamber, and he got fouled. Collison nailed him. So it'll be Johnson stepping to the line. Originally a second-round pick out of Florida State by the Indiana Pacers. His rights were conveyed to Portland. Portland conveyed his rights to Memphis, and that's where he played last year.
had some much. I mean, you have to play him in the right combination. And if you play him with the right guy, and he had a few games with Gasol where he rebounded and scored the ball, and you would have thought, who is this Alex Johnson? I mean, he was getting double figures, points and rebounds, and then fell off of that high when Fratello and company departed ways. 1 of 2.
Jelly has been terrific over the last 4 ball games. Didn't play at all in the first quarter. Here's Wilkins and Jellyball playing together. Don't see that a lot. Jelly sets his feet for 3. And the rebound ripped out of there by Marcus Banks.
You know, Marcus Banks is a curious point guard in that he's very quick and speedy, but his decision making is suspect. There's your man Barron.
Barron misses. Ridnour takes Banks to the baseline and walked out of bounds with it.
And PJ is up for his man Ridnour, saying he got pushed out of bounds.
Sonics shot 45%, or are shooting 45%. I don't think they got 45% all night Wednesday against the Denver Nuggets. They shot 37% for the game. Davis turns the corner, stumbles into the lane. Petro the rebound. Ridnour long lead pass to Wilkins. Little pull-up tweener. In and out. Those are tough ones.
That's a good shot, though. That's a shot that he's capable of making, and you constantly work to get that shot. Pretty soon you start to see it go in.
Jellyball has a step on right, leans into the cup and banks and scores. Nice move. Durant Wright is coming right out of high school in California, now in his 4th year. Here is Davis, the step back, throws another air ball.
You know, the unfortunate thing for Durant Wright is that he's got some marvelous athletic ability, but he's a young player, and it takes a long time for Pat Riley to invest himself in young players. At the start of this year, Durant was penciled in as a starter. Well, okay, you're young. You want to prove that you earned that. He was a little wild, a little erratic. He went right to the wood. Where is Daquan Cook? Cook came in, shot the ball well early. He's now in the D-League.
Playing for the Iowa Energy. Davis, who went to school at the University of Iowa, missing on that little scoop reverse. Sonics the other way. Jellyball. Nope. Tipped outside. Jellyball in the flow, keeps it alive. Collison will pick it free. The Sonics get another possession. Jellyball circles off a pick. He's going to get a double screen. Both Petro and Collison sprint over there to help him. Doesn't gain an advantage. 8 to shoot. They whip it cross court. Wilkins has an ISO on Durant Wright. Fakes and drives, powers in, drew the foul, and will go to the line. Nice move by Wilkins, who pump faked and knew he had an advantage.
Taking advantage of the young Durant Wright, and maybe this is one of the reasons that Riley doesn't trust him yet. He's not a great defender, but it takes a while to become a solid defender in the NBA. You got to be out there. You got to take your licks.
Got to get beat a little bit before you learn.
Yeah. You know, the scoreboard tells us that the Houston Rockets may never lose again. 116-95 over the Memphis Grizzlies. That is 14th straight.
That's taking advantage of your schedule. And, I mean, they are stockpiling wins. And I believe, I'll look at the standings here, but I believe that puts them plus 19, the Houston Rockets, for the year. Let's see here. Now we put them plus 18. They came in 37-20 to tonight's play.
And they are just rumbling down there at 7th and 8th in playoff position.
Trying to hang on with that big fella. Barron misses the hook. Rebound controlled by Jellyball.
Well, they got Mutombo. You remember Mutombo? He's the guy that got that rebound that won that series against Seattle.
Stop that. And then sprawled out on the floor about 30 feet from where we are now, while the rest of us were writhing in agony. Somewhere in a local bar. 8:39 left in the second. 31-26, Sonics lead the Heat. We're back with the award-winning program, Who Is Him? In a moment. Welcome back. We are in high definition, and there are many reasons why. The Sonics are leading Miami here by 5 with 8:39 to go in the second. All right, it is time now for Who Am I? Your first clue. I played 12 seasons in the NBA with 6 different teams. I played 1 season with the Sonics. I am one of 4 men to have played for and been head coach. I'm one of 4 men to have played for and been head coach of the Sonics. I've been known to come up with good mind teasers and card tricks.
Is he in the building?
He's in the building tonight. He's wearing a yellow tie. And he's got some hops, or he had some hops. Usually when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was nearby. Do you remember that game, Bobby Weiss? Milwaukee Bucks?
No, I certainly do. I'm just disappointed I didn't get the answer.
Oh. So, what do you remember about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
I didn't play with Kareem. He was not
you played against him. You were in the card. You didn't see the graphic. You were lifting off.
Oh,
you were
that
lifting
card,
off.
yeah.
And
well, you didn't see the end of that. I went under the rim and dunked it.
I'm guessing he just hung you out to dry. Is what I'm guessing.
I think I gave it to Bob Love for a layup.
You know, speaking of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, there's an interesting article written about LeBron James getting his 10,000th career point, and they went to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for a quote, for a comment, and he said eventually someone will break the record. You know, Malone made a great run at it, and he thinks, he believes that the man that will eventually break that scoring record will be LeBron James.
Well, he's young enough, he's strong enough, and will play long enough. I mean, you add him up. You have to play somewhere between 18 and 20 seasons. And you have to be around 2,000 points every season to get close to Kareem. Now, Malone got to 36, and he had to make a choice. Do I want to break that record and stay in Utah, steal almost, or do I want to try to win a championship? He elected to try to win a championship. The record stays intact.
And Bob, what's interesting about that is you think, what would have Oscar done? What would have John Havlicek done had there been a 3-point shot in the day? Of course, it didn't come into the league until, what, 79, I believe it was.
Well, you know, Oscar, I don't think Oscar would have affected him much at all because he always just got it into 15 feet and then he could just get the ball wherever he wanted to. I think Jerry West and a couple other guys, it would have made a big difference.
Well, I know this for sure, Bob. Oscar Robertson came out one day and took a 3-pointer. And he said, you know what, that's not my shot. I'm not even going to worry about a 3-pointer. What I'm going to worry about is the 15-footer backing you down, going to the lane, getting a layup, and shooting a free throw.
Yeah, you couldn't stop him either. He could draw an X on the floor and say, here's where I'm going to take the shot from, and that's where he'd take it from.
Is LeBron the closest thing that we have to Oscar Robertson for the folks that never saw Oscar actually play?
Well, Oscar was different. I mean, LeBron is so much better physically. I mean, he's so much quicker and explosive. Oscar was just strong. He didn't have a lot of speed, but he had quickness and strength. He'd beat you with that. Well, LeBron is a much better athlete.
Did you hear the phone ringing? That was old calling Bob Weiss.
Bob, thanks. Our mystery man tonight is Bob Weiss, who couldn't even guess it himself. That's how tough that was. Here's Jello ball the other way. Ooh, that looked like that ball had been tampered with in the cylinder. Darrell Wright
got hit
was
on
up
the
there.
rim, and they missed it.
Bobby will be back with us at halftime, imparting knowledge. Wade the other way, wouldn't go. He is fouled in the act, however. Sonics lead here by 7. 6:43 left in the second period. Take a look at Wilcox.
Well, Wilcox has stayed in his office, and he is playing with a lot of authority tonight. You know, spread it out, put on a little bit of pastry, and throw it down.
He just gets up and poses, doesn't he? He just opens it up.
You know, the thing about Wilcox is you wonder, would he be any good in the slam dunk contest? I think he's one of those guys that improvises better in the game than he would if he had to sit around and try to dream up some dunks, because he just goes instinctively, and whatever happens, see it happen.
Well, he's not going to do birthday cake. He doesn't do birthday cake.
He's not going to do Superman.
He doesn't look good in a cape. He's not known to wear a cape around Seattle. 6.5 minutes to go, second period. Wade misses both free throws. Sonics by 7. Wilcox down in the basement, going to work. Makes a move, makes contact, feeds off the contact, missed it. Blunt rebound, nice outlet. Davis takes it, 1-2. Tipped up on the follow by Wright. A lot of men climbing into the sky for that one, and it's Wilkins who breaks free with it.
Wilkins should have given that ball to Rittenauer and changed lanes with him.
Luke looking to enter. Carlson has it in deep and has Davis on him. And he'll score that every time and head to the free throw line.
You know, we've been talking about Jello Ball and his offense, but he does a good job of recovering and making that a difficult effort for Ricky Davis. And then they come out of it. Looks like Nick Collison turns the wrong way, but with Davis laying all over him, he gets a chance for a three-point play.
Williams will come in to get a reluctant Ricky Davis, who comes off the bench just 1 of 6. And Darrell Wright's stay was a short one.
You know, that was a curious trade when they got Ricky Davis from Minnesota down there. I mean, I know that he wanted to get rid of Antoine Walker. He and Walker were bumping heads early in the season, but Ricky Davis is certified. He's been that way since he came into the league. And for Riley to take him on tells you how much trouble he was having with Antoine Walker. Collison misses a chance for a three-point play.
11-1 run for the Sonics nonetheless to take the lead of 9.
Watch out.
Wade up top on a laser pass from Williams. Wilkins counters with a 3. Bang. Damian's first field goal of the night. First 3 hit. Only the second taken by the Sonics, who are shooting 48% from the field. They have scored 28 points in the paint, have the Sonics. Wade draws Jelly off his feet and scores with contact. That's Dwayne Wade. That's what he does. .5:27 to go, first half. And a timeout called with the Sonics leading by 8.
Welcome back to Key Arena, where the Sonics lead the Heat 40-32 thanks to some monstrous jams from Chris Wilcox. He leads the Sonics right now with 14 points. And if you're not a Chris Wilcox fan already, you will be, and that's why you need to make sure that you come out to the March 14th game against the Timberwolves. The first 10,000 fans get a Chris Wilcox bobblehead doll. I believe that completes the collection, guys. And, you know, Kevin and Snapper, I know that you've got the collection at home, so you don't want to miss this one. I think it kind of looks like Chris, don't you think?
I do. I got the, I'll tell you what, how far back I go. I got the Michael Cage Jerry Curl night giveaway. That's what I got.
Oh, see, then your memory is not totally gone.
That's right.
If you got Michael Cage, then you can appreciate the
Michael Cage Jerry Curl.
Headband and all.
Yeah.
I think the gold bobblehead doll is really going to look good. Wade at the free throw line, and he'll have a chance to complete a three-point play, shake up that bobblehead. Missed it again. That's 3 straight free throws missed by Dwayne Wade.
5:23 left, second period. Miami shooting 36%. The line on Wade, 6 of 10, 13 points, 3 assists. Ooh. Deep and not playable. 5 turns on the Miami Heat.
Watson, Petro, Wilcox, Durant, and Green back in the ball game for the final 5:07 of the second quarter.
Wilcox mid-block. Backs, bumps, turns, try to go up and under. Nice find. Petro comes to the ball. Little circle hook, won't go.
Petro's in one of those nights where he's speeding everything up, so he needs to slow himself down. The real key to being a consistent offensive player is playing under control. Alex Johnson. See, that's what happens to Alex. You get a little bit happy.
And Johnson trips up Earl Watson. That's the second foul that Johnson has applied to Earl after it looked like Earl was going to break down the floor. This time he clearly tripped him.
You know, he tripped him last time, too. I mean, he doesn't.
He pulled his shorts last time. This time he pulls the shorts and the trip. Getty's astonished when he is called for a foul. Here's Wilcox trying to go to Petro. Should have taken the shot. Williams the other way.
Some people should not pass.
Yeah.
And unless it's a wide open pass, Wilcox, you don't lob.
No, that's his shot. Blunt comes back and he will hit that jumper from 15 feet. Straight away. Blunt from Pittsburgh. Originally a Sonics second-round pick way back. 40-34, Sonics by 6. Durant is on the floor. Trying to go to his left. Wade is going to force him to his right. Nope, he's going to come back left. Wade says, I was waiting for you. I'll take it. I'll bake it. Wade with 15 points. Wade read him beautifully.
Well, Wade has very quick hands. He plays great defense with his hands. He'll let a guy get away from him so that he can try to make a steal.
Petro wasn't ready for the pass through his hands. Sonic turnover there, 4th of the quarter, leading to a Williams 3 attempt. Wilcox clears the air. And Watson wants a timeout. 3:28 remaining here in the second. Sonics 40. Miami Heat 36. Final home game of the Sonics before they take off for 7 on the road. We'll show you what that looks like in a moment here on FSN. Sonics basketball on FSN brought to you tonight by the Emerald Queen Hotel and Casino, where world-class boxing is back this Saturday night. For tickets, go to emeraldqueen.com. By Money Tree, your cash solution. By your Western Washington Toyota dealers, moving you forward. Welcome back to Key Arena. Beautiful night here in Seattle with the Sonics lead the Heat by 4. 3:28 remaining in the first half. Young Kevin Durant and the Supersonics are on the road beginning Sunday when they take on the Minnesota Timberwolves. And all of these broadcast in high definition on well, at least on something on FSN. Whatever it is we call it. Analog? Is that what we call it, guys? I don't know. I'm groping now for anything I can latch on to. Sonics, standard depth. That's what we're on. Then, of course, Detroit, the Bucks, the second of a back-to-back Sixers. And then the troubled Indiana Pacers awaiting the Sonics. Man, are they having problems, as well as a second of a back-to-back, the end of the trip, end of a 7-game, 13-day trip in Boston.
Now, they called a timeout, and that wasn't the play that they designed, but they did get the shot and then the rebound and the follow for Earl Watson.
Second three-pointer of the night for the Sonics, his first. And the Soups lead it here, 43-36. Standard high definition.
Well, one thing in this high definition, Dwayne Wade is not having the nightmarish night he had against the Lakers. He has got 15 here in the first half. He did not crack in the first half against the Lakers. The Matrix left that one short.
I'm told we're in high definition tonight, Snap. Ordinarily, when we're on the road, we're in standard definition.
Right there, Durant passed up the shot to get Wilcox a chance to throw it down. I think that's going to be Alex Johnson on the foul.
Offensive rebounds.
Whenever the Sonics play well, one of the things they also do well is rebound the ball. And this time, they get the second chance. They give Watson a clear opportunity, and he knocks it down. You know, what teams have to remember, and it's hard when you've only won 15 games, who are we? How do we play well?
Who are we?
You know, we should put them on the award-winning program, Who Am I? And then let them remember who they are.
15 points here in the half for Wilcox. He is slowly remembering who he is after the Denver game on Wednesday, where he had 9 points and did not score in the second half against the Denver Nuggets.
Barron back in. Alex Johnson picked up his 3rd foul. He will take a seat. Wilcox gets 2.
Like the Manchurian Candidate, slowly regaining your memory. 45-36 count, 2:23 to go in the second period. Williams, chest passed away. The step back, Durant's up on it. 10 to shoot. Marion hooks it outside to Earl Barron. That's not your shot, Earl. Yeah, it is. Earl from long range. The Heat shooting 38%. Seattle at 47 tonight. Durant coming off a Watson screen. Wade watches. Cross court. Green tees up to deep 2. Bang.
First 2 points of the night for Jeff Green, and it's a 9-point advantage for the Soups.
Jason Williams Grew up in a tiny town in West Virginia with Randy Moss. Here's Wade. Knifes in. Moss, a very good basketball player, played at Marshall.
Durant finding a wide open Jeff Green, who gets a little rhythm as he steps into that shot. You know, this is the part of his game that he really wants to spend some time working on in the offseason, where he knows that he's confident from the perimeter and that he can make that shot, which will draw the opponent to him.
Key of game reset. Miami 38%, Seattle 49. Points in the paint. A decided advantage for Seattle, 28-12. And the fast break points, Sonics 12, Miami 4.
You know, you just have to keep the pressure on the Miami Heat. I mean, they have really tried, but the formula for winning for them is not there. They don't know how to close their opponents out, so you want to try to keep them challenging, trying to figure that out. Wade gets a pair. He's got 10 in the quarter.
After missing his first 3 free throws. Watson wants movement. Circling is Durant. Green coming off the pick on the offside. Beats low to Collison. Has Marion on it. Swooping in was right. Timed his jump beautifully. Blocked it. Collison trying to stay with it. Saves it, but out of bounds. It'll be Miami ball. Nice play. Durrell Wright. Skyscraping in there from the weak side. So the Heat will take it back. Trailing by 7. The Heat 10-45 this year. Wade up and under reverse. Green tracks him, and then Marion dives in from the top to put it back in.
That's Sean Marion's first 2 points of the night. So Green and Marion have both been struggling to score. Durant with a quick pop, left it short.
And the long rebound gathered in by Jason Williams. He'll wheel out on the wing. Start the early offense there to right in the corner. Wade puts it down, crosses and kicks. Barron again. Tapped up by Durrell Wright.
Wright is doing something right. Good defensive play, good offensive effort, 3-point game. So you go from a 9-point lead, couple of misses, and they get makes. And PJ wants to talk about it, but offensive rebounding a concern at this point. Barron with the miss. Sean Merritt, no, that was Durrell Wright that was in there for that tip.
And PJ no doubt wants to talk about defensive glass a little bit here, along with maybe a 2-for-1 with 37 seconds remaining, and the Sonics up by 7. College hoops coming this weekend. What do we have? A jam-packed day of college hoops on FSN. You bet at 1. The Washington State Cougars take on the 8th-ranked Stanford Cardinal. That'll be a good one. That will be in high definition. And then in standard definition, it's the Huskies in Berkeley facing the California Golden Bears. And at 5 p.m., Gonzaga hosts St. Mary's in a WCC battle. That'll be at Kinescope. Northwest College hoops tomorrow night right here on FSN. Here is Watson outside for the long one. Nope. Wilcox battling Wade, and last touch by Wilcox.
Well, Watson and the Supes were looking for 2-for-1. So if the Heat get off a shot here within 24 seconds, they will get the ball back with about 5 seconds to play. Get a ball in the game.
23 seconds left. 4-second differential between shot and game clock. Marion comes high to screen. He'll roll away. Wade will toss to Williams for 3. Nice play, but Williams didn't hit it. Rebound Collison. He's got 8. Nick to midcourt with 6. Threw it into the hands of Williams, who tips it out of bounds. 4 and 5/10 seconds left for the Sonics. Leading by 3.
Enough time to get a shot, so they've got to know what they want to do right now. PJ kneels down and yelling out instructions. Most important thing is to try to get the ball in the air.
Jelly had it blocked by Wade. And that ends the first half. They got it in the air, but it went about 20 feet short. Steve will be back to explain in a moment with Jen Mueller, Bobby Weiss, Steve Snapper Jones. At halftime, Sonics 47, Heat 44.
Welcome back to Key Arena and Sonics at the half, presented by Jack in the Box. The Sonics going coast to coast. Earl Watson laying it in. Seattle leads 47-44 at the break against Miami. The Sonics putting on a great show. So is this guy. It's the spoon guy. I've never seen anything quite like it. Neither have the fans here at Key Arena. Something that we kind of talked about before the game was the need for the Sonics to put that last game behind them. You know, the one against Denver, and kind of get back on track and play aggressive against Miami. And let's bring in Steve Snapper Jones now. Snap, it certainly seems like that's what they did, at least for most of the first half.
The spoon man knows who he is, and he's doing his thing. And the Sonics have to remember who they are. When they play aggressive basketball, they have a great chance of controlling the scoreboard, controlling their opponent. And that's what identity is all about, and that's what they did for most of the first half of play. They were attacking, they were pushing the ball. When they play with that kind of energy and attitude, good things happen for them. Durant over the top. You know, you talk about the number of points that they got in the paint. A lot of it was because they had early offense and some sensational offense from Chris Wilcox. So I think, you know, it's a combination of the spoon man giving us a good show at halftime and then watching the Supes come back and play the same way they did in the first.
I think it's also the vibes coming from the FSN HD Lounge up here, but we got to thank the spoon man then for everything that he's bringing here to Key Arena. When we come back on Sonics Live at the half presented by Jack in the Box, we're going to be talking about Chris Wilcox. He certainly managed to find his identity tonight. We'll be talking with Bob Weiss about Chris and his monster jams tonight when we come back at Key Arena.
Sonics here at half have a 47-44 lead, and they have held the Miami Heat to 38% shooting. Dwayne Wade leading the way, 17 points, 7 of 12. But none of the other Heat have been able to really get in a kind of rhythm going. Sean Marion, took a while for him to get his first bucket.
Well, it took him most of the half to get his first bucket. But I think as a team, the Sonics have come out with the right disruptive attitude at the defensive end, which has provided them the energy to control the Miami Heat. Even though the Heat rushed back at the end from a 9-point deficit to make it a 3-point game, defensively, they've done a good job of making them make the extra pass and making mistakes and then being able to take advantage of those mistakes. And, you know, that's the whole key about defense. You're not going to stop Dwayne Wade all night long. You're really not going to shut out Sean Marion. But if you make them work harder for their efforts, you have a greater chance of winning the game. And they did a good job of battling all the other guys. Wade, I knew, was going to be a little bit more electric tonight because he had an off-ball game last night. And if he weren't here with 7 for 12, the percentage would be much worse.
Our Volkswagen halftime statistics: 38% for the Miami Heat, 44 Sonics. Let's send it down now to Jen Mueller.
Sonics assistant Scott Brooks on loan to us for just a question. If Miami comes out and starts double-teaming Chris Wilcox, what's the best way to still get the ball inside?
Well, we have to space the floor out, and our perimeter shooters have to hit some shots down. But the key to this game is defending, and we've done a good job in the first quarter. Second quarter, we were taking too many jump shots, but Chris is carrying us right now offensively.
Hope to see more of that in the second half. Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks so much. Take a look at the scores elsewhere around the NBA. New Orleans leading Utah 110-98. Darren Williams, 22 points, 10 assists, 8 of 14 shooting from the field. Chris Paul, 24 points, 16 assists, 13 of 14 from the line. The New Orleans Hornets are on an absolute roll now. Their record now 39-18, Snap.
Well, that's the second back-to-back busting that they put on. They beat Phoenix, and they come back and they win against the Utah Jazz. Both Western Conference team, Houston, on a roll, and they win big. Tracy McGrady leading the way. So it's a constant. Portland's come back against the Lakers. They were down big in the first quarter, and they bounced back to have a 5-point advantage. Kobe Bryant and company played last night, so we'll find out whether Kobe Bryant, who has 20 and normally, historically plays great basketball in the Rose Quarter, comes up with a big second half. You take a look at the West, San Antonio, the defending champions, a game back behind the Lakers. New Orleans, who has been holding the position and surprising everyone, has bounced back. Utah was one of the hottest teams. They lose a couple of ball games. You see what happens when you lose a couple of times in the West. You can fall quickly. But again, look at the bottom. 38-20. 39-20. Dallas and Houston and Golden State Warriors looking on the outside right now.
18 over 500. Wow. Dallas Mavericks. Inside Wilcox shoved. And a foul called on Blunt. New Orleans with a win goes to 39-18. They're a half game behind San Antonio. And the Spurs have won 9 of their last 10 and now won 7 in a row with their win last night over the Dallas Mavericks.
Well, we'll find out whether they think about double teaming Wilcox. I mean, the way that you prevent the double team, move the ball, move people quickly. The quicker you get the ball into them, the quicker you move people around, the easier it is for them to get the score. Wilcox on fire just turns and sends that missile in.
Yeah, as long as he can catch it in deep, he has been deadly tonight. 8 for 12, 18 points. Wade glancing inside. Finds Marion coming to it. Trying to lose Green. Green's done a nice job on him tonight. Outside, Alexander Johnson given the start. Drills the jumper.
Looking inside to Wilcox again.
Takes Blunt, fades. Tipped out. Wade avoids Durant, putting it right behind the back. Quick explosion of speed with the left hand. Got into the air, steered away by Green. He blocks it right to Durant. Up the floor, takes Johnson in deep and lays it in. That's a beautiful move. Durant with 10. Jay Will off the Johnson screen. 12 to shoot.
What you want to do, if you can, is make the Miami Heat a perimeter team. Dwayne Wade has to make all of the plays to get them easier shots, as Jason Williams, a little hesitation, picks up the foul against Kevin Durant.
Foul on Durant is his third.
They do a good job on Dwayne Wade. Wade thought he was going to get the foul as he pushed in, and that left Kevin Durant in the open court, and we have seen him slide and glide and finish the play all season long.
Seventh pick of the Sacramento Kings in '98, Jason Williams.
See, now Durant is learning how to talk to these officials. He's got Gary Zielinski over there and said, look, Gary, now I know a foul when it's a foul because I've been getting fouled all year long. I haven't been getting the call. Now, are you going to call that foul on Jason Williams? That was nothing.
Williams rolls in the free throw.
3-point game, 51-48.
Green checked by Marion, 16 to shoot. Picks up the dribble and lobs it in low to Petro, overthrew him and out of bounds.
Tough angle to make the entry, but he was more bothered by the pesky defense of Sean Marion. When someone's getting aggressive with you like that, you got to be more assertive as an offensive player.
8 turnovers. Marion hikes up the jumper, nailed it. Marion 2 for 7, 4 points, 7 rebounds, and a couple of assists. 17 to shoot for Jeff Green. Wilcox backs Blunt into the paint, but a foul called on the floor. And this is whistled on Sean Marion. That's his first. Collison will come to get Petro.
Well, it's a late double team. Wilcox is working his way in, and Sean Marion reaches in before he can get in the shooting motion. So it's ball on the side, 14 on the shot clock.
Durant off to Wilcox, and he powers one down.
Did you see Durant jump? When he saw him have that angle, he knew it was going to be a throwdown. He's off of his feet.
20 points for Chris Wilcox. Sonics open up a 3-point lead with 9.5 to go in the third. Williams drives and kicks. Marion having difficulty dribbling. Now finds the handle. No, he didn't. He threw it out of bounds. He never really had control of the ball, did he?
He never got it under control from the catcher until the last play. But you'll watch Durant. Now watch this. Yeah, I know it's coming.
Wilcox with his 7th game this year of 20 points or better.
Well, I remember earlier in the season he was saying, well, I'm a little confused. I need touches. Well, when he's playing like this, you got to make sure you give him the touches. Wilcox gets fouled on Wade on the flyby.
Nice little give and go. He gave and he went. And he rearranged the shot. Was fouled. Wilcox to shoot 2.
What you'd like to see the Sonics adapt is the Detroit Piston attitude about we don't care who scores the points as long as somebody scores the points. And if the guy is hot, let's just keep going to him until the opponent takes us away from him.
And they haven't done that tonight. Miami has been ineffectual in trying to contain Wilcox. Misses the free throw.
Someone is questioning your vocabulary. I know that you didn't respond. Ineffectual is a word?
Ineffectual. Look it up. As Bill Veck used to say. Was it Bill Veck who said it? Williams, here's me. Up top to Marion, blocked away by Wilcox. Durant up the floor. He's got Green with it. Sidesteps a defender. Blunt does a nice job to just turn away and then rip it out of his hands. Good defensive play to save a sure 2 points there.
You come down the lane on a lob, and they're trying to get it into Marion. Not quite good enough. Durant was out on the lane. Nope. Carlson on the inbound.
Carlson got up on that one, too. He rattled that rim a little bit. 56-50. Sonics by 6. The Supes have led by as many as 10.
Now, you know, if the judges were judging that dunk, he would not get a 10. Don't get too carried away.
No.
Give him a 5.
Daryl Dawkins would have fallen asleep by now.
But it is a good, well-run, out-of-bounds play, and I think that's more important than the fact that he puts it over the top with 2 hands. But see, you know, they've seen that so much now that you can't even raise their eyebrows.
Wade jump pass to Williams, steps into a 3. Long rebound, gathered in by Green. Watson will take it.
See how quickly you can get up the floor. If you can get that long rebound, you're right there. Durant lost control of it. Sean Marion out of bounds.
Durant tonight, 21 minutes logged in, 3 of 7, 10 points. The Sonics shooting 47%, however, as a team. And they've been carried by Wilcox.
They just got to continue to plug along and build on the lead. Durant.
There it is.
So he's got 4 here in the quarter.
Gets it on the inbounds play. 8:18 to go in the third. Wade out of Chicago, Illinois. Played at Marquette. Cross-court pass. And Blunt ends up with it, sticking it from deep.
That's Blunt's shot. You know, he's a jump shooting 7-foot center, and he likes to play outside in. So if he can get it there, he can hurt you. Watch out.
Oh, Wilcox is fouled, and Alexander Johnson hit him with a cheap one. Clipped him in the mouth. Wilcox stands there and kind of looks at him in disbelief.
Well, Alex Johnson's not going to give you anything. Durant is out there calling for an intentional foul, a flagrant. That's what he wants. He wants a flagrant foul. But he comes clean. And Alex Johnson just isn't going to let it happen. So he pushed him in the chest. And that's the no layup rule. That's the no dunk rule right there. You're not going to get another one of these throwdowns on me.
So I guess what differentiates that from a flagrant foul is that he is hitting the man below the neck in the chest. And he is pushing rather than hacking or bringing the arm down. Had it been a motion of bringing the arms down toward the head or neck, you'd have seen a flagrant foul call. Wilcox to the line, although Alexander's had some interesting fouls committed tonight. He pulled Watson to the floor once by shorts, pulled him by the shorts, and then tripped him the second time, and then the third was a hard foul on Wilcox. Well, I mean, you know, you're hamming and egging out there. You want a spot somewhere on somebody's roster, you do what you can.
He's trying to make a team.
Yep.
And, you know, he is trying to show Riley that, you know, he's not going to let the opponent just wear him out. So he's picking up fouls. He might be trying to be the opponent for Floyd Mayweather. Nice drive, Dwayne Wade. You know, Mayweather is going to get $20 million to wrestle this 7-foot guy.
Which may last all of what? A couple rounds, tops? 59-54, Sonics by 5, 7:25 left in the third. Some hard play here the last minute or so. Wade on that last bucket got knocked in.
Mayweather is running out of opponents, so now we got to go to vaudeville.
Well, merging the two. (59-54), Sonics by 5.
Nice tip by Durant to Jeff Green, so the Sonics control the tap.
Watson to Durant, looking to enter. They were a little too close together. Wade intercedes, drives the other way. Push it up, too strong. Wilcox follows, and Watson runs. 6:54 to play in the third. Watson from the elbow. Short, Blunt with a rebound. Uh-oh, Wade almost lost it. Wade's hurting. Hands hurting. Knees hurting.
He's a warrior, though. He's playing through. Again, when you talk about how good they were 2 years ago and how poorly they're playing now, that's part of the cycle of not changing the team soon enough. You know, if anyone's got to bear a lot of the blame for where the Miami Heat are, it's the president and the coach, Pat Riley. Blunt out of the ball game. Darrell Wright comes back in. You know, it's a great thing to say with a team that wins a championship. They deserve the right to defend, but that team was fortunate. That Peyton,
and
Williams,
Walker had a good year.
Yeah, you know, that was a fortunate team, and you got to recognize that they're on the other side of good.
Udonis Haslem, he probably was a starting forward on that team. You probably noticed has not played tonight. They have started Alexander and have stayed with him. Collison, great rebound. And then straight up for the two-handed pack. Nick with 10 points and 8 rebounds. 5:58 to go in the third. Sonics by 5. Marion with that exaggerated pitch of his from 3. Nope. Collison, another rebound. Here's Earl. Head up and scanning. Turns the corner. Veers outside. Banks and scores. Sonics lead at 63-56.
One more of those, and Pat Riley will be calling a timeout as they come back to Dwayne Wade to stop the bleeding. Missed that one.
Collison the rebound. He's got a double-double tonight. Here's Earl the other way. Feeds it in the basement. Wilcox backs in. Finds Watson for 3. Missed it. Green tips it out. Earl takes it. Slants in up top to Weezy. Redirects. Nearly scored it. Got it back and is fouled. And Wilcox will step back to the line. He has been a live wire tonight. Wilcox with 22. Gets a chance at 2 at the line. But a timeout called on the floor with 5:09 left in the third. Our best of Geico quote. Whatever that is, I don't even know. We'll find out in a minute. Sonics by 7. 63-56, Sonics leading Miami. 5:09 left here in the third period play. Our best of Geico quote this year. The best quote we've had to this point all year comes from Pat Riley after the Heat lost to the Bobcats on November the 13th, 91-76. He says, me, play, I guarantee you I should suit up. I'd play better than some of them right now, I guarantee it. With an old hip, 62 years old, I can't see. I'd still play better than some of my guys did tonight. And at that point, they were still just 1-6. They would lose to the Sonics a night later, 104-95, and then lose to Boston. The Miami Heat recently went through an 11-game losing streak before beating Sacramento and then lost last night to the Los Angeles Lakers. Previous to the 11-game losing streak, they had beaten the Indiana Pacers at home, but that snapped a 14-game losing streak that started at Cleveland and ended up with a loss at home against San Antonio before beating the Pacers. So it goes.
When that quote came out, they actually had a chance of salvaging their season.
Yeah, they did. But of course, Shaq never did get back to full health. 6-22 on the year at home. The Heat 4-23 on the road. Here's Marion. Outside to Darrell Wright, who will tee up a deep ball. Nope, tipped off glass, controlled by Marion, who races across the court to get it. Marion fakes and drives, spins away from the contact and banks it on the spin move. Nice play. Marion, 4 of 10. He has 8 points and 9 rebounds.
It's been a hard game for Sean Marion. You know, Marion got easier opportunities when he was at Phoenix, and he's probably laying in bed at night saying, you know, what happened? What happened?
Steve Nash, that's what happened. Banks will come in, and Williams will retire to the bench. Kevin Durant got clipped pretty good when he took it in the paint.
Well, Durant is sliding around Dwayne Wade, and then the help comes over, but it's Wade that gets called for the foul. You don't make baskets with your head either.
Durant with a dozen. Figuratively, literally, what do you mean by that, Mr. Jones?
Well, you know, I'm always telling you, you're not getting it.
I'm not coming up with any answers.
When was the last time you saw somebody make a shot with his head? You just don't do it.
Okay.
So if you're a defender, you shouldn't be whacking the guy in the head.
Okay, so it's not it's an instinctive thing. It's not something you lay out there and think about. Oh, you mean just literally banging him? Got it. Wade the other way. Drives in, protects the ball to the body. Couldn't get a call. Green the other way. 18 to shoot.
Leads back up to 9. Jeff Green has got to make a good decision down here in the low post and finish.
Nice looking hook, but off the back rim. Barron runs it down. Green tonight is 1 of 5. Wade at the edge looking for Marion. He clears through. Wade 1-on-1, backs it on Nick, and then he gets the call. Collison with his second. And Dwayne Wade will step up. If you're looking at this Miami Heat team and you're wearing those 2 hats you just talked about, general manager and coach, what's the first thing you do in the offseason to tweak this Miami team? Where do you go? What position?
I don't even think you wait that long. First off, you've got to adjust your offensive philosophy. You've got to be more of an up-tempo team. You've got to try to get back to quick strike. You know, one time he coached the Showtime Lakers.
Yes.
And no, he doesn't have Magic Johnson, but he does have a sensational star in Dwayne Wade. And you got to put him in a situation where he doesn't have to work so hard to get hoops, and he can make it easier for the rest of the team to score. You know, Riley has been such a control coach and been so fortunate to have Kareem, Patrick Ewing, Alonzo Mourning, Shaquille O'Neal, that most of his offensive philosophy is built around a player in the post and controlling the tempo of the game as Dwayne Wade gets 2. So you got to change the way you look at your team and the way you want them to be in, and the best way to do it is now. You're not going anywhere now. You know, so you may as well just start trying to install it game by game, piece by piece.
Foul called in there as Barron goes airborne and gets a piece. And Pat Riley protests to Jason Phillips. So it sounds to me then that the Miami Heat, shy of getting the next phenom at the 5 spot, which comes around, let's face it, every 10 years in this league, really need to improve themselves at point guard. DeQuan Cook is in the D-League. We've talked about him. We've got Marcus Banks over there who's still trying to find himself. And Jason Williams is 33 years old.
Well, you know, yeah, Jason Williams.
I mean, to take the pressure off of Wade, somebody else needs to handle that ball.
Well, they do, but at the same time, if you're going to upgrade your team, you can still have a Jason Williams lead your attack if you play a quicker game. You know, what Williams doesn't do well and never really has done well is be a great defender. He's a great team defender, but when you set up your offense, you say, go at Jason Williams.
Yeah, get him involved in pick and roll. Here's Wade, nice cut. Slashes in for 23 tonight. Durant the other way answers, leaves and scores, banked it up. Barron was backpedaling and made contact. And he fouls Durant. Kevin Durant with a beautiful move down the floor, taking it right at the Miami defense.
And also, he's got to give in to the youth movement. You know, you can't say I love old players, and those are the ones that have been through the war. They know how to play. You got to get with the next generation, Generation X, whoever they are, and throw them out there and say, you know, learn under fire. 9 in the quarter for Kevin Durant.
So here comes Marcus Banks, who's the youngest of that crew. Now in his 5th year out of UNLV. He'll stand still for 3. He can do this and knocks it down. He beat the Sonics with that kind of shot earlier this year here at home. 72-65, 2:46 to go in the 3rd. Here's Wilkins looking inside for Green, but he's ridden out of the play.
I mean, Marcus Banks is more of a scorer and less of a playmaker. So if you're going to have him on your team, you got to put him in a position where he can try to score the ball, use his foot speed and his quickness to get to the rim, shoot from the outside. Because he's thinking about scoring more than he is setting plays up. Ricky Davis, deep back-to-back threes.
Oh, yeah. So Banks, who played for Phoenix earlier this year, and hit, as I mentioned, a huge 3 late in the game to beat the Sonics, and then Davis coming back. 72-68. 2:09 left in the 3rd. Left side, Wilkins. Rocker steps and drives, but a whistle. And a turnover on the Sonics. Miami will take it with 2:06 remaining, and the Sonics by 4.
Closed captioning is brought to you in part by
Stay twice through April 6th and earn twice the rewards. AAA members earn 3 times. Twice is nice. 3 times is nicer. Visit bestwestern.com.
Welcome back. 2:06 left here in the 3rd. Sonics 72 and the Miami Heat 68. Be sure to visit the all-new Supersonics.com featuring a new widescreen format. Exclusive behind-the-scene videos, easy-to-use navigation, and the first all-flash website in major professional sports. It's all at Supersonics.com. There, see, that's what that new flash, that's what that flash will do. See there, you click on something, it'll flash out at you. Is that what the flash is all about, guys? Tech guys back there in the truck? Thank you, John Bradford. John Bradford, our producer, is also our... Are you our technical director tonight, or is Doug Wetz working that angle tonight? We got Patty Brown. Patty, good to have you with us tonight. Is Pat going on the road trip with us? No? Oh, we were going to give him a road trip initiation. It's too bad. Here's Wade driving inside, laying it lefty. Look out, Wade getting busy now. 10 of 18, 25 points. Sonic 72, Heat 70.
8 in the quarter for Dwayne Wade. The lead was 3 at the break, and the Heat have been able to stay in it with some good deep shooting. The lead was just 9. They've scored 8 straight points to make it a 2-point game.
Pardon me. Banks and Davis back-to-back threes, and then Wade scoring. Here's Wilkins to bring it in bounds.
You know, and I think you just have to keep playing as they come back to what's been so successful for them. Chris Wilcox in the middle, 10 in the quarter for Wilcox, 26 on the night.
They're probably smiling down in front of the sideline. He's probably thinking, why do we leave Wilcox? He's killed us. 26 for Wilcox.
But that's what happens when you're always preaching help defense, help defense. You're going to leave somebody open. Banks with a miss. Nice tip in by Barron.
Yeah, Earl Reddit coming off the top of the glass. Right now the other way. Collison drives, kicks. Durant hesitates, drives, bounces outside to Collison. Across to Wilkins. One dribble adjustment up top. Bang. Nice move. Damian with 8 points coming off the bench. Banks bouncing to Wade, curling off the screen. Wilkins stumbles but gets out on him. Doesn't buy the pump fake. 10 to shoot. Wade gets it back and then measures.
You know, when Wade just takes it and shoots it, a lot of times he's much more effective thinking about himself than he's thinking about his teammates. He's got 10 in the quarter.
And he's got 27 for the game. Durant trying to shake Davis. Pitches cross court. There's Wilkins. Again, the hard dribble pull up, but this time it glances off the front rim. 21 to shoot. The Heat will dribble out the clock, presumably. 13 seconds remaining.
Well, they're going to try to find Dwayne Wade somewhere. They're not. Marcus Banks just flying down the lane and gets a chance for a 3-point play.
Wilcox clipped him in the chops, and he'll get more.
Banks surprised the defense. I think everybody was waiting for him to give the ball up, and he faked left, came back right. Now he'll have a chance for a 3-point play to give them a 1-point lead.
So Banks coming out of UNLV in the same draft in which Luke Ridnour was drafted, went behind Ridnour, hits the free throw. 3-point play, 77-76, Heat by 1, 5 seconds. Wilcox with 3, he's going to dribble in with 2. Give off to Wilkins for 3 at the buzzer, and that is off the mark. At the end of 3 in Seattle, our score, the Heat 77, the Sonics 76. We'll return in a moment to Key Arena on FSA. Miami put 33 points on the board in the third quarter, and they finished the third on a 15-4 run to take a lead, 77-76. Take a look at our Chili's essential ingredients.
Well,
Wade with 27. Snap.
You knew Wade was not going to have a repeat performance of what he had last night. Wilcox is on a tear. The Sonics, remember, they have to continue to run and ineffectual. They're worried about your word. See, I feel you. I understand. You know, what it means is it ain't working.
It ain't working.
That's it. That's all.
Here's Wade with it. Davis jacks a 3. Got it.
Now, they have made their last 3 or 4 3-pointers, and that's what's got them on the lead. And you just have to continue to play through that. Miami has shown in these streaks of losses that they've been able to get into a game, hold the lead, but they have not been able to close their opponent out. So Sonics got to believe what they've been doing is good as they look into Wilcox, 8 on the clock.
Inside they go to Collison from Jellaball. Got into the air and walked with a basketball. And Wilcox over there exchanging notes with Luke Ridnour. Says, all right, I'm going to repost, and you've got to slide it down to me. All right, so the Miami Heat now will bring it up with 11-12 left. In the fourth quarter, the Heat have taken a 4-point lead, their largest lead of the game, and Davis feeling it, fires a 3 and missed it. Barron with a rebound. Unloads to Marcus Banks. Banks looks off Ricky Davis, wants to run the offense off the screen. He'll fire with 14 to shoot. Wright at the rim, taps it up and in. Durrell Wright with the final, and the Heat lead by 6.
Well, they just got to go back to being aggressive and not become tentative here, because Miami's made a little run at them. I always tell you about what's the difference is scoring the ball. You got to keep scoring the ball. Wilcox gets fouled.
Blocking foul, and it was Ricky Davis who got in his way. And Wilcox will shoot. Wilcox with a season high tonight, 26 points, 6 shy of a career high, which is at 32. The Heat on a 20-4 run right now have taken the lead of 6. Want to win a trip to the NBA Finals? Look inside specially marked packs of Double Mint Gum for your chance to go. No purchase necessary. See WrigleyHoops.com for details and free entry. Void where prohibited. Sweepstakes ends April 30th, 2008. The NBA Finals. Double Mint Gum.
20-4, you said that's the streak that the Heat are on?
Yep.
So that means you got to answer with some firepower.
Heat by 4. 10:30 to go in the game. Banks finds Wade coming to the top. Barron will screen high. Collison steps out on Wade. Now he retreats, leaving Wilkins on Wade. Jellaball with a rebound. Ridnour will feed to Collison for the Jimmy in transition. He missed it. Banks will set it up at the top with 12 to shoot. Off it comes to Wade, curling on the screen. Lost the ball, but rolls right to Davis, steers it into the lane, and is fouled. Ricky Davis steps to the line for 2. And Sean Marion is about to come back in for the Miami Heat, as Dwayne Wade will go back to the bench. Wade has played beautifully tonight. 33 minutes logged in for Dwayne. 27 points on 11 of 20 shooting. Marion, on the other hand, has 8 points and 9 boards. Davis hits.
If you're talking about a chance to get back into the game and get control of the scoreboard, you want to do it while Dwayne Wade is taking this break. So coming off these free throws from Ricky Davis, they've got to look for some quick ball movement, trying to find Chris Wilcox inside. Davis gets a pair. 5 1/4 for Davis.
And the Heat lead by 6. 9:39 remaining. Collison runs out to screen high. Ridnour looking for Wilcox, but Earl Barron is with him. Wilcox will come out high to screen. Ridnour the toss. Cross court. Jelly. A deep 2. Hangs. Won't go. Collison trying to save it. Stepped out of bounds. So Miami will take it back. Miami shooting 43% for the ball game. Make it 45%.
Well, making shots improves your percentage for most of this ball game. They were in the 30s, and we were talking about the exemplary defense the Supes were playing, and suddenly they make some shots, and you say, well, maybe it's not as good. Barron.
That's in and out. Wilkins will wheel it out ahead. Ridnour turns off the screen. 18 to shoot. Cross court. Jelly. Dribbles in close corners to Collison, who makes the catch, got some space, and finishes with the offhand. 12 and 10 for Collison tonight. 8:40 remaining in the game. Heat by 4. And again, the Heat will come down and set up in a half court.
A hold against Damian Wilkins, and we'll go to a break with the Miami Heat up by 4.
Close game. Watch Jelly in deep.
Well, that's good. That's a good save by Nick Collison. He just stuck it into his chest, but they were able to get the right results, which is the bucket.
'84-80, Miami leading Seattle. 8:38 to go in the ball game. Steve Snapper Jones, Jen Mueller, Kevin Calabro on hand. Bob Weiss is with us tonight as well, and it's our Marine Corps leader of the game, Snap.
Well, he's been there from the beginning of the game and will probably be there till the end of the game, but he has really wreaked havoc on the interior defense of the Miami Heat. Chris Wilcox trying to work his way to a new career high as he has been undeniably the best offensive low post player in this game.
Career high of 32. And he has made some spectacular plays tonight. Some ferocious dunks.
All right, in the ball game for the Sonics as they come out of that break. Watson re-enters the game with Yellow Ball, Wilkins, Wilcox, and Jeff Green. The Miami Heat counter with Wright, Barron, Davis, Banks, and Sean Marion.
Marion comes up top to get it. Scoots it outside to Davis. Meandering through the double team. Travis Marion walks to the basketball. See, you've got to go up tempo with his team because Marion in the half court is ill-equipped to play in the half court.
Ineffectual, ill-equipped.
Ill-equipped to play in the half court. Snap, you heard it. You know it's true. You were the one preaching for Miami to get up and go.
No, they need to. I mean, you know, that's pretty simple. Look at that. I mean, Durant Wright can run. He's flying down the court, but doesn't do any good if they don't see him.
15 to shoot. Banks hard cut.
Get that out of here. That's what Jelaball said. Get that out of here.
Watson bounces off to Wilkins. Pull up Jimmy in transition. Nothing but cotton. 2-point Heat lead. 7:49 left in the game.
Remember when he pulled up earlier in the first half and missed? That's a good shot for him. That's a good play for him in transition.
Banks to Davis. Curls from the elbow. Flat shot rolling off the green. Dispatches to Watson. Lead pass. Wilkins turns. Finds Jelly trailing double post. No! Wilcox had a slap at it, and he's fouled.
Jelaball with a great save as he came over and slapped that away, and that gave Damian Wilkins and Earl Watson a chance to team up for an easy deuce in transition. The Sonics will get the ball back down to 7:29 to go in this game.
Fourth foul on Barron. Cross-court pass. Jelly fakes, drives, leans in. Little hopper is short. Deflected out of bounds. Off Miami hands.
Good idea, but Jelly, but he aimed that one. Just got to shoot it. Just let it go. Get to the spot, let it go. And he's had great success when he's done that over the last 3 ball games. Sometimes you can want to be too good with the shot.
Heat lead the Supes by a deuce. Sonic ball inbounds. Looking for the tie or lead with a new shot clock. Jelly ball's trapped at the sideline. Now he finds the handle to Wilcox. Skip pass to Wilkins. Watson for the lead. Nope. And out of bounds. Earl tonight, 3 of 8.
A nervous crowd here at the key, waiting to see the Supes get back on top on the scoreboard. We're praying for that one to go in.
Banks. And a pass intended for Marion, kicked. Reset it to 14, and the Miami Heat will take possession of the basketball. Sonics will get a chance to see the Detroit Pistons next week up close, and they are running like a fine-tuned machine. Here's Davis cutting off the Marion pick. Pirouettes away. They feed to Barron. He rocks, he turns, he drifts in with a hook and scores. And the Heat take a 4-point lead with 6:40 left in the ballgame.
Barron has quietly been effective in this ball game, and Sonics want a timeout.
Timeout with possession and trailing by 4 with 6:34 remaining in the game. Timeout to manage the clock and the situation. Back in a moment on FSN. Miami leading 86-82, 6:34 remaining here in the 4th quarter of play. Some news around the NBA. The Pistons expected to sign Theo Ratliff. Many people thought it would be Dale Davis. It looks like it'll be Theo Ratliff headed their way. Chris Bosh leaving tonight's Raptors game in the 1st quarter with a sore right knee. We will see Toronto on the upcoming 7-game, 13-day trip. And the Clippers waive Sam Cassell. We believe with the purpose of Sam Cassell signing with the Boston Celtics. That's the belief around the league anyway. And Brent Berry is still out there, and the latest indication is that he will rejoin the San Antonio Spurs. The trip coming up. The Sonics go to Minnesota, Detroit, Milwaukee, Philadelphia, Toronto, Indiana, and Boston. That's getting around a bunch. Durant standing in the corner as Watson comes off the screen and kicks to KD. 8 to shoot. Sonics trail here by 4. Green gets rid of it. 3 to shoot, and Wilkins walks with the basketball.
Recognition of when you have the shot is important, and even though the Miami Heat were scrambling defensively, had Durant looked at it, he had an opportunity to get a shot away. They make that extra pass and end up fighting the shot clock.
Sean Marion sways left, cuts right, backs in, spins, goes to the hoop, and hops and scores. Marion with 10 and 9. 88-82, Heat by 6. 6 minutes left in the 4th.
Since the Heat went on that tangent of 20-4, they've been able to control the tempo of the game and keep the ball away from Chris Wilcox. Nice pass.
Inside it comes to Green for the lay-in.
And again, the quicker the Sonics move the ball, the easier it is for them to score. Wade, Marion, Banks, Barron, and Ricky Davis out on the floor.
A little bit of firepower out there for Miami right now. 3 shooters and a big guy, and Banks with 11 to shoot swings over to Marion.
Well, Miami's almost maxed out with their point production. As Sean Marion tries to flash in, couldn't get it, and then gets the rebound. They normally are getting right around 92, 93 points a game, and they're closing on. They've got 90 right now. Sean Marion with 4 in the quarter, 12 in the game.
Yeah, Marion has taken it up a notch now. Jeff Green is seeing the true Sean Marion. Here's Watson over to Durant for 3. That pitch off the back rim and out of bounds. So the Sonics are 1 and done again. 5 minutes left in the game, and they are down 6, 90-84. Seattle shooting 43%.
Well, the Sonics cannot get discouraged. The Miami Heat will give you a chance to get back in the ball game because generally they reach a point in the game where they don't score the ball. This is the guy that they rely on to keep them on the lead. Dwayne Wade, and he pops in his first 2 of the 4.
Wade getting some help from Marion on the pick. The Sonics need a timeout. Wade now with 29 for the night. 22nd timeout called by Seattle with 4:36 left in the game. And the Heat have opened up an 8-point lead on an 8-2 run. That's their largest lead of the game.
You know, Dwayne Wade is very capable of scoring on anybody, and you get him on a night when he's deciding that he's going to take that jump shot and he's not going to try to continue to penetrate and kick it back out. You can expect him to ring the bell, and that's what he's done tonight, which he didn't do last night against the Lakers.
Scoreless in the first half. Dwayne Wade against the Lakers, but had 17 halfway through tonight, and he has stepped aside here in the fourth for Sean Marion to take things over.
But there's plenty of time left in the game. 4:36. What you want to do if you're the Sonics is get back to the game that was controlling the flow, and that's trying to find Chris Wilcox at the rim and then playing outside out of the Wilcox play.
Durant circles, comes to the ball. Green is on the ball side, posted on Marion. Marion strips it, and it's recovered by Ricky Davis.
When you stand, you have bad results. There was
Particularly
no
against that guy.
Well, but there was no ball movement,
Yeah.
and Green is trying to figure out what he wants to do. Marion with quick hands deflects it. Quick hands from Damian Wilkins to knock it away. 12 on the clock.
Heat are going right at the youngster Green with Sean Marion. Here's Davis to bring it in with 12 to shoot. Watch Marion on the floor on this play. 4:09 remaining in the ball game, and the Heat leading by 8. Banks will get it in bounds with 9 to shoot. They'll swing it over to Davis on an ISO with Durant on him. His pitch is off. Marion outraces Green for the rebound. Got into the air. Tipped away by Wilcox. Then they gave it back. Marion to Davis, steps back and scores.
Mistakes as the Sonics are a little bit tentative right now. Have put them down by 10. Now they have their work cut out for them.
15 turns and Watson dribbles off his foot out of bounds. 6 turnovers on the Sonics in the quarter, and they are hearing about it from the crowd. Down 10 to the Heat.
I said at the start of this ball game, that's the one thing you don't want to do is turn the ball over and give the Miami Heat a chance to control the flow. Wade misses that one. Ricky Davis thought he was going to be able to throw it down.
Green with a rebound up the floor to Durant. Trying to muscle to the cup, fouled. He'll have to shoot 2. Miami by 10 with 3:18 remaining in the game. Durant was 17 tonight. Just the 3rd team foul on the Miami Heat. Miami will stay here in Seattle tonight. They flew in from Los Angeles last night.
Are they going to go up to Vancouver tomorrow night and play?
No, they moved out of Vancouver. What was it, about 8 years ago? Wasn't it?
Haven't been gone that.
It's been a while, man. We still miss Vancouver.
Durant gets a teaser to fall, and the Supes needed that. They get a pair. First 2 here in the fourth quarter for Kevin Durant. They have only scored 10 points in the quarter, so they got to get busy at the offensive end. And so now when you talk about defense, you got to make them one and done.
Sonics had a 10-point lead at the 4:20 mark of the 3rd quarter. Davis inside, misses. Rebound to Green. Miami's been on a 32-14 run. Durant is knocked down by Marion, reaching in for the ball, no whistle. Banks ahead to Davis, the 1-2 to the cup, missed it. Marion fouls and lays it in. Sean Marion has been spectacular here in the 4th quarter in Seattle, and he has led the Heat to a 10-point lead. Hard physical defense played by Marion. 2:39 left in the game.
See how far out they push Chris Wilcox. So they've gotten him away from that deep post position, so that play is not there for them. Kevin Durant was high flying down the sidelines, and got a little bit out of control, and that caused a turnover, and they quickly come back the other way. Right there, Sean Marion snipes in there and pushes it out of his hands. And Ricky Davis thought he was going to get two. Wilcox knocked it away, but Marion never quit on the play. And the Miami Heat have a 10-point lead, and they think they might get a win.
Sonics basketball on FSM brought to you tonight by Lexus, the new LS, unprecedented. Visit allnewls.com. Welcome back, Steve Snapper-Jones, Kevin Calabro on hand. 96-86, Miami by 10. 2:37 left here in the fourth quarter. Turnovers here in the fourth have cost the Sonics 7 turnovers, 8 Miami points off turnovers. Miami has handled the ball well. They have just 1 turnover. And Sean Marion has been outstanding tonight. 14 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals for Marion in 35 minutes of work. Kevin Durant on the inbound scores. Durant has 21 tonight, and the Sonics with an 8 with 2:26 left, but they have got to stop Miami.
Well, where they really have to stop them is on the offensive rebound. They've got more shots on goal, 88-72, so they've got to keep them from getting second chance points. There's another one. This time they don't get the tip from Barron. You got to come out running.
Wilkins or Wilcox with it from Watson. Collison had a block from behind by Barron. Steers it outside. 1:57 to play. Durant pirouettes and spins by Davis. Scores on a push shot. Sonics within 6 with 1:53 left. Banks will walk it up. That's 15 to shoot. They bring Wade outside. Wilkins with him. Now will back off. Marion will run with the high pick. Will fade away. Get it in the paint. Nice pass. Barron at the cup to lay it in.
That's what happens when you double team, and if the team continues to move the ball, they'll find someone like Earl Barron right at the rim. Durant looking to make it 3 in a row. Passes up the shot.
Earl will fake. He will drive. He's out of room, but finds Durant on the skip pass, and he's fouled. Marion made sure he didn't get off the shot. So the youngster, who is 9 of 9 at the line tonight, will step up there looking for 24 and 25.
Well, he has scored the last 4 points for them, trying to keep the Sonics within a shouting distance, a couple of possessions, so they need both of these free throws from Durant.
Durant scores. Miami by 7, 1:19 left.
Nice down.
And the rebound secured by Ricky Davis.
Left it short. You're down 7. And what you want to do if you're Damian Wilkins, you want to go try to attack Dwayne Wade. Don't let him come to you because it's too late if you let that happen.
The dribble into his comfort zone, and he sticks a 15-foot jumper. He was allowed to freewheel out there and had airspace. It's a 9-point lead for the Heat. A minute left in the game. Durant, hard dribble drive, and he comes on the reverse. Marion the rebound.
Just didn't have quite enough to finish it on the other side.
Marion, 14 points, 13 boards, 5 assists, 4 steals. And a foul called on the Sonics with 43 and 8/10 seconds left. Wilkins is picked up for the foul. The Heat lead here by 9.
All of that good work for the Supes went bye-bye when they kept giving up second and third opportunities on the offensive glass. So you look at the number of offensive rebounds they got compared to what the Sonics got, and there's the difference in the ball game. Both teams shooting just about the same. Wilkins up tight now with Dwayne Wade.
Crossing over, again the 15-footer away. No, tipped into the air. And Durant breaks free with 28 seconds left in this one. And Wilcox for the slam. Weezy has 30 points, 2 shy of tying his career high. 23 seconds remaining.
But they shut Wilcox down here in the fourth. He only got 4 points with that high-flying dunk there as Wade is dribbling out the clock with a 7-point advantage. If you're going to do something, you got to try to double up on Dwayne Wade right now. Don't let him dribble the clock down. It's too late. This game is over.
Yeah. Davis to the glass will lay it in. He's fouled with 1 and 6/10 seconds remaining, with the Heat leading 102-93. This would just be the 5th victory all year on the road for the Miami Heat. It would be their 11th overall to go 11-45, and the Sonics would go to 15-43 on the season.
Well, this is a painful loss for the Sonics because they controlled the game for 3 quarters, and then the Heat finished with a rush of 20-4, got on top, and never let loose of the lead here in the 4th quarter of play. And they lead by 10.
Sonics will go to 10-21 at home and will take a 5-22 record on the road to Minneapolis, Minnesota on Sunday when they begin the first of 7 in 13 days on the road. Final tonight, Miami 103, Sonics 93. Back in a moment on FSN.